problem, Jay Prince, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're 60 years old and you trying to be a street you failed. You failed. You failed. You failed. I'm telling you this.
You know, Quavo, Takeoff, they was down here with y'all. But they seen you walking by. He's laying on the ground. You got Mike bending down, and they seen you walking by. What took place there?
It's the crazy thing about the video, right?
Wasn't really right there with Takeoff when he was alive. You know what I mean? So
welcome back. It's something wild just exploded in the rap world, and it's got everyone talking loud. This ain't some small internet beef. It's turning into a straight up war, the kind that's been simmering under the surface for years, waiting to blow up, and now it finally has. Mase just dropped a bombshell that shook hip hop to its core. He exposed what he claims was a private call between Jay Prince and Takeoff, something nobody ever expected to see go public. Now Jay Prince is reportedly losing it, spiraling into full meltdown mode, throwing out threats and scrambling to do major damage control. But Mase didn't fold. He clapped back hard. He said the kind of things that people have been whispering about Jay Prince for years, but were too scared to say out loud. This time, though, someone with real credibility decided to speak up and say, enough is enough. The streets went insane over it, especially since Takeoff's death still feels like an open wound that never healed. They're still missing footage, quiet witnesses, and the same two names that keep haunting this whole case, Jay Prince Jr. and DJ Pat. And now this new private call changes everything. If what Mase said is true, Jay Prince might not just be guilty of bad PR. He might be hiding something much darker. The internet is going wild, calling him a fake community leader and even a cartel-style fixer with blood on his hands.
Hey, man. Yeah, man. We got a little bit of straightening going on.
People are demanding answers, loudly. They want the truth to come out once and for all. See, Mase had been keeping it cool for a while, silent, minding his business. But all that changed when Prince threw subliminal shots on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. That's when the gloves came off. Mase and Cameron had kept quiet about the Houston situation for months, but according to Mase, Prince went too far. He claims he heard a call where Jay Prince allegedly talked to Takeoff just hours before he died. And it wasn't any friendly big bro check-in. Mase said the call had tension, control, and bad vibes all over it. Prince was supposedly pressing Takeoff about loyalty, questioning him like it was some kind of power move. And the most chilling part?
Tell you another thing, when you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little like the way you talk it, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little like for real.
That alleged phone call reportedly went down the same night Takeoff was killed outside that Houston bowling alley. It's got fans asking, was this just bad timing or something way more sinister? Remember that dice game, the argument, the chaos, the gunshots that ended everything in seconds? Takeoff, gone at just 28. One of the calmest, most genuine rappers in the game, taken way too soon. After Mase spoke out, Jay Prince completely lost it. He jumped online, throwing slick threats and trying to stand on what he said before, even shading Offset for not being around when Takeoff was alive. He didn't even hold back. He said, "You wasn't really there with Takeoff when he was alive." That one line set off a digital earthquake. Offset fired back instantly, and Cardi B jumped right in beside him.
Wasn't really right there with Takeoff when he was alive. You know what I mean? So
bold, fearless, showing the whole world she wasn't scared of mob ties. But by then, the damage was already done. The internet had turned its back. One fan posted on X, "Nobody respects Jay Prince after Takeoff died on his watch." And that one post summed up what everybody was thinking. That's when people started digging hard. They began piecing things together and realizing way too much around this case just didn't add up. Like DJ Pat, the man arrested for the shooting. How did he walk out of jail so fast after posting a $1 million bond? That's not something a regular person can pull off overnight. Fans started asking the same question: who helped him? And suddenly, all eyes snapped back to Jay Prince and his circle. Then it got even wilder. Reports surfaced claiming Jay Prince Jr. requested his name be removed from DJ Pat's bond paperwork. Why? If everything was clean, why the rush to separate himself? It started looking less like coincidence and more like someone trying to cover tracks. And that's not where it ends. Another name popped up, Cameron Joshua, aka Lil Cam Fifth, who's also linked to mob ties. He got arrested right after Takeoff's death on unlawful weapon charges. It's like deja vu. Every time something tragic happens, the same crew keeps popping up again and again. Yet Mob Ties keeps playing the victim, acting like they're misunderstood, but the streets aren't buying it anymore. And here's the part that really haunts people. Before Takeoff's murder, there was already a warning sign. Duke the jeweler, the man flew into Houston, checked in with Mob Ties, played some dice, and ended up dead. Same setup, same silence, same suspicious pattern. And that viral clip of Jay Prince calmly telling his security to fall back during the chaos? Fans can't forget it. It made everything look way too organized, like this wasn't random at all. People started connecting the dots, saying there's a pattern here, and it's hard to ignore. Invite rich rappers to Houston, make them check in, throw a dice game, an argument breaks out, shots ring out, and then, right after, the same tired speech gets posted online about black-on-black violence and grief being the price of love. But fans are done with that talk. They're asking, where were you when the blood hit the pavement? And then came the part that really set people off. None of the princes showed up to Takeoff's funeral, not one. Fans were furious, saying maybe they didn't show because they knew too much. Then Jay Prince Jr. had the nerve to post, "Don't wear jewelry around vultures," and the internet clapped back instantly. If you knew the vibes were bad, why even invite them there in the first place? It made people question the whole Mob Ties check-in system. Like if it can't even keep guests safe, what's the point of it? Quavo was reportedly arguing with Jay Prince Jr. right before the shots went off, and new clips showed Prince brushing it off like nothing ever happened. That cold reaction hit fans hard. It looked heartless, almost calculated. In the court of public opinion, Jay Prince started looking guilty fast. That's when Mase really lost his cool. After hearing Jay Prince talk slick on that $1 million worth of game podcast, Mase fired back live with a powerful line that went viral. "We are not your little." That hit different. It wasn't just words, it was emotion, defiance, and years of bottled up frustration bursting out. Mase was speaking for everyone who's ever felt bullied or controlled by Jay Prince's so-called check-in rules. And the wild part? Cameron was right beside him the whole time. Silent, calm, but not disagreeing. That silence said everything. It was his way of saying, yeah, I stand with Mase. Fans believe Mase had been sitting on that leaked call for a minute, waiting for the perfect time to strike. And when he finally dropped it, the whole internet erupted. The energy shifted overnight. Offset, who had been staying quiet to avoid more drama, finally snapped when Jay Prince dragged his name into it, claiming he wasn't there for Takeoff. That was the breaking point. Offset went off, raw and emotional, calling out the disrespect for what it was. And right behind him, Cardi B stepped in, and when she steps in, you know it's serious. She doesn't do drama for clout, she does it for truth. She called out Mob Ties publicly, saying her family wasn't scared of any street empire pretending to run things. That's when it hit everyone. This wasn't just hip-hop politics anymore. This was personal. Families, legacies, and reputations were now on the line. Out of nowhere, Jay Prince's entire image started collapsing right in front of everyone's eyes. For years, he was seen as the OG, who kept the peace in Houston, the man everyone supposedly respected, the godfather who could stop beefs before they blew up. But now, that reputation was in flames. Fans were seeing through the act. The same man preaching unity was suddenly at the center of pure chaos, and the people he was supposed to protect kept ending up dead under his watch. And then came the silence that spoke louder than words. Big names started backing away from him fast. Drake, yeah, that Drake, the artist who literally rose to fame under Jay Prince's son's wing, suddenly stopped posting anything tied to Mob Ties. No reposts, no shoutouts, not even a simple big bro message. Just dead silence. And when Drake goes quiet like that, it means something. It was a huge red flag. Remember, Jazz Prince was the one who introduced Drake to Lil Wayne and Young Money back in the day. That's supposed to be family. But now, there's not even a whisper of acknowledgement. And it didn't stop there. Jay-Z, one of the calmest, most strategic names in hip-hop, reportedly stopped answering peace calls or messages from the Princes since 2023. That's major, because Jay doesn't do messy online drama. He just cuts you off quietly and moves like a boss. The message was clear. Billion-dollar empires don't risk getting caught up in street politics or any heat from federal eyes. Corporate suits are watching too. They see everything. They've seen the rumors, the silenced witnesses. The mysterious footage from that dice game that never fully came out. Nobody wants that stain anywhere near their brand, especially with Takeoff's name still floating in those conversations. The pressure was building, and that's when the whole check-in culture started falling apart. See, for years, J. Prince Jr. had convinced artists that when they came to Houston, they had to check in for protection and respect. But now people are asking, what kind of protection is that? When two major names, Duke the Jeweler and Takeoff, both ended up gone after doing exactly that, fans took to social media fast, tweeting, "This is why no one checks in anymore." And just like that, it became a movement. People started waking up, realizing that this check-in system wasn't about safety. It was about control. It was about flexing power, not offering protection. Even Cali rappers began speaking out, saying that checking in doesn't keep you safe. It paints a target on your back. They exposed how the system had turned into a power trip for self-proclaimed gatekeepers trying to feel relevant. The game had changed, and the streets were done playing by those old rules. The old-school code of respect has officially twisted into a full-blown ego trip. And when Mase called J. Prince a failed street boss trying to play mobster, it hit the internet like a thunderclap. That line stuck. Overnight, people stopped seeing J. Prince as a legend. They started seeing him as a man who'd lost control, grasping for relevance in a world that had moved on. But here's where it gets way darker. What really happened to the witnesses that night outside 810 Billiards and Bowling? Over 40 people were out there when the shots went off. You can even hear them in the background of the clips floating around online. But here's the crazy part, almost none of them came forward. Word on the street says some were threatened or even paid off to stay silent. That's got fans convinced someone powerful was pulling strings behind the scenes, making sure DJ Pat took all the heat alone. And the whispers don't stop there. Some fans believe key parts of the security footage were mysteriously erased. The wildest theory spinning right now? Takeoff might not have even been the target that night. Sources say J. Prince Jr. was the one arguing with Quavo, and Takeoff was just standing nearby, caught in the crossfire of a dispute he wasn't even part of. That's what has people saying it could have been an accident. Or even worse, a warning that went too far. But what's really eerie is how fast everyone close to that scene went silent. No one's talking, no one's stepping up, and every time the story starts to fade away, something new leaks that drags it right back into the headlines. It's like the truth is fighting to break free, but someone's always trying to lock it down. And now, Mase and Cameron might be sitting on something huge. That alleged phone call, the one between J. Prince and Takeoff, word is, it might have been recorded, either by accident or on purpose. But if that recording exists, it could change everything. People close to Mase and Cam's camp are saying they've been holding on to it tight, just in case J. Prince tries to pull any slick moves. If that audio ever leaks and it really proves that J. Prince was threatening or pressuring Takeoff into something he didn't want, then it's game over. His whole empire, the mob ties legacy, the respect, the power, all of it could crumble overnight. And this isn't just some wild internet fantasy either. Let's not forget, Mase isn't your average rapper running his mouth for clicks. This man walked away from Combs, went head-to-head with the entire music industry, and came back swinging like nothing could stop him. If anyone's got the guts and the receipts to bring J. Prince down, it just might be Mase. Mase is one of the few voices in the industry who can't be bought, silenced, or intimidated. And that's exactly what makes this whole situation so dangerous for J. Prince. The streets are convinced that Mase finally exposed what many have quietly suspected for years, that Mob Ties isn't just a catchy label name, it's an operation with roots that might stretch far deeper than music. And if the feds ever start sniffing around that, you already know, it's game over. See, federal investigators don't care about rap beef or street codes, they care about patterns, money trails, and organized connections. And the internet is on fire with rumors that if the feds really start digging into Mob Ties, they're gonna find a lot more than anyone bargained for. From DJ Pat's mysteriously quick bail, to the missing camera footage, to witnesses vanishing into thin air, it all looks too suspicious to ignore. And now, Mase speaking out has thrown a massive spotlight directly on J. Prince's entire camp. Think about it. This all started from one phone call. Just a single conversation that allegedly took place hours before Takeoff's death, and it flipped the image of one of hip-hop's most respected figures upside down. It's been a domino effect ever since. One man dared to speak, and suddenly others who used to stay quiet are starting to realize that maybe the power structure ain't as strong as it once seemed. Even fans who used to see J. Prince as this untouchable OG are now side-eyeing him, asking questions that can't just be brushed off anymore. And the craziest part? J. Prince is still trying to play it calm, acting collected like nothing's wrong, but his public image is in shambles. The cracks are showing big time. His own family is starting to publicly distance themselves, industry heavyweights are walking away, and the internet detectives are connecting every dot they can find. The legend who once ran Houston's streets with an iron grip is now starting to look like a liability. And this isn't just about Takeoff's tragic death anymore. It's about a power shift happening right in front of everyone's eyes. For years, Jay Prince's name carried weight everywhere, from record labels to street corners. But now, that same name is being whispered with suspicion instead of respect. And the wild truth is, Mase might have just lit the match that burns the whole empire to the ground. With all this chaos spinning around Jay Prince, one thing keeps echoing louder than the rest. Takeoff. The quiet one, the humble one, the one who never started drama, but somehow ended up at the center of it all. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay in the loop with all the latest tea. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll catch you in the next video.